Our band for tonight, Marta. Hello and welcome, everyone, to the 5th biennial edition of the VVVV Keynote here in Frankfurt, Germany, in the beautiful Museumturm. I have to say where we are, because you probably know, but in fact we are streaming this to millions, if not thousands, people on the internet, and I think the plan was to show the stream as it is live. Is it live? Yeah, we have 30,000 people watching already. So I want to welcome you, of course, but also I want to welcome the people who could not be here, who could not make it, but are still interested to hear about what happened in the years since last keynote. What happened in the worlds of VVVV and, shall I add, VL by now. If you remember Keynote 15, 2 years ago, who's been here? Yeah, that's probably half the people, but still people liked it, kind of, but then the feedback was, man, it was too long, make it shorter, shorter, shorter. So this time, we have this little device. Let me show you how it works. For every presentation, I will put it here, and after exactly 5 minutes, this will be the signal for the people to stop the presentation and make room for the next presentation. Doing it like that, I've been thinking that should really, cut it down and like we are out in an hour or so, if that's what you desired. We want this keynote, why we are doing this, we want this keynote to trigger conversations among you. We want to show you some highlights of the things that happened in the past years. We want to show you the people behind those contributions. We want you to remember them and then later during the festival find them and maybe ask more questions that you have on what they showed, or just show them a little respect if you're so inclined. Finally, you see it's going very fast already. I want to put on the sponsoring slide. This whole festival, the workshops in particular, this keynote could not be realized without the help of those big names that throw money at us. But also, more importantly, we have grown this community over the past 15 years, which we are so honored to be embedded in, that is so enthusiastic and helpful and friendly, and everybody is giving everything they can, and even money. People are paying their own travels, even if they speak for us, because we can't afford to do this. So I'm saying a massive thanks from us as the developers of the software to make this possible for us. Thank you very much. And that was already everything I had to say for a start. Kyle, it's your turn. Only shortly after NODE17, we had a massive contribution coming out of nowhere, basically. Kyle McLean, originally from Australia, but lately from Bhutan. That's where he comes from now. And he's showing us what he's been up to recently.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi guys. I didn't expect to be jumping up quite so quickly, but yeah, I'm gonna put my own timer on because I don't want to get cut off by the alarm clock. Shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, my name's Kyle. I have a practice called Everyone is Happy. That's a Windows snapshot of my browser on my website. As Georg said, I came all the way from Bhutan. This is like if you have to put a suit and tie on. That's like the equivalent there. Fortunately, you don't have to do it too often. But yeah, this is kind of like some of the nodes from Instance Noodles, which is a pack I was making actually kind of on the last node, was just getting it together. And it's basically just like a way to patch on the GPU. It was a lot of fun to make. It was a big learning process for me. And I've been like really kind of surprised and delighted coming here to see actually how many people use it. That's like really surprising and amazing. This was the first project I actually got to use it on myself. Like apart from just kind of random patches, it was a collaboration with Rafik Anadol, who I think really wanted to be here, but he's super busy at the moment. And I'll show you like a very, very quick excerpt from it. I'll just skip through a bit since I'm on limited time. This is actually train sensor data from Siemens. So they've got like lots of sensors on train networks all over Europe. And our brief was to kind of visualize a little bit these data sets they have, and also that they have really amazing machine learning processes that are figuring out if stuff will break down before it does. So that's a quick glimpse of that. Yeah, the guys asked me to kind of just talk a little bit about Instance Noodles, and I was like, that's really like 2015. So I also want to mention a new pack I've been making called Field Trip, and we actually used it in a workshop this morning for noise. And this is kind of some of the nodes in it. I probably don't have time to really explain it properly, but basically, it's a way of making modular functions, so it's very useful for things like noise and distance fields and all this sort of thing. And it's also kind of somehow like a result of having a lot of extra time to do some research. So I've been learning about mass, which is super exciting. And yeah, so like some of the nice feedback I got from Instance Noodles is actually that a lot of people found it as a really good learning resource. So I kind of hope to do the same with this, even a little bit more explicitly. So as well as kind of learning some techniques and concepts and stuff, I'm making a bit of a kind of like a field guide, basically, it's called, because the pack name is Field Trip. And it's kind of just attempting to explain a lot of the concepts in really plain English and in a way that's very accessible for creative coding. So yeah, I hope that makes it a little bit more accessible. Just checking the time there. Yeah, I'd feel bad to do like a presentation in the Keynote without having like some kind of live demo. So I'll try that now. I'm just gonna try to load a kind of more complicated patch with the new pack, and hopefully it's working. I've got 30 seconds, come on.
See, that's how it starts, right?
So yeah, this picture we're looking at is actually a function. And it's made completely with nodes. There's no shader writing, just these nodes up the top are defining that function. If we zoom out some, you can see it's actually kind of endless. You have like all the detail you want. We can do trippy morphing stuff. And actually, what's quite interesting is it's also really integrating with compute shaders and geometry. If we're looking at these dots, it's basically taking each dot in space and finding the closest point on that surface. So you can do lots of cool stuff, and I think I'm out of time.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you. Kyle Lean. We have this confusion with your name, I'm sorry, all the time. Next up, Chris Engler. Chris is coming from, all the way from Kiel, Hamburg. And he's running a company there, and where they are doing really high professional, high style, quality interactive installations. And that's why he knows exactly what is missing in VVV, and he took it into his own matters, can you say so? And he's showing us how he is solving some of the issues he has with VVVV.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for
you ready?
The introduction. Yes, I'm ready. Yeah. So, am I on? No. Three. Okay. So basically, the tool I'm going to talk about is a state machine, which is maybe not something new. Why should you use a state machine? Basically, imagine this kind of simple example. You want to program a video player. You have play, pause, and you want to scrub the video. This is kind of a prime example for when you need a state machine, because you usually end up with patches like that. Most of you might know these kind of patches. Some of you might say it looks tidy to me. It doesn't look tidy to me, so I see some certain problems. It's kind of a chaotic. It doesn't really tell you in what state it is. It's actually playing, or do you pause it or scrub it and stuff like that. So yeah, the solution would be a state machine, using a state machine. There was actually a solution built into VVV, which is called Automata. It's this node. I'm not really sure who programmed that node.
Probably Sebastian Huber, one of the first nodes, I guess.
What I find really funny is like setting up this node. You usually have to write things like reset, onset, set, do set, set, on, reset, reset, do reset, which I find not really intuitive. So these are called quadruples, quad what, I don't know. It's maybe time to do something visual. So I guess it was Tebjan who introduced the bridge to QFSM, which is a visual editor for state machines. You can set up your state machine and export the quadruples from there to VVV, but it's not really convenient tool. It takes some certain workflow. So I thought I could do my own state machine editor. And I started with C# and had some question which kind of drawing engine I'm going to use, VPF, GDI, Direct2D, I don't know. I was quite happy when I reached this state. I could draw a circle and a line, and I thought, okay, I managed this kind of graphic. Maybe I can finish the editor and make it look awesome, or Jurek style. Actually, there is a Jurek mode built in, so that's basically trying to sell it, and let's make a live demo. It's really hard to demonstrate a state machine with a simple project, but I'm trying to. Basically, I've patched this little game. Consists of a start screen.
You could say the best thing about it is that you don't see so much.
Yeah, it gets less.
Yeah,
it's good because everything gets less. So it has a start screen, it has the game itself, and it has a winning screen or a losing screen. So you make some sort of decisions going from one state to another. What's good about this kind of situation, basically you see the structure of your program. which is quite nice. Let's play the game. Okay, time is up. Awesome, I won. And you could actually follow the game, basically the structure of the game. You have the start screen. I can force each state, go to play if I want. If I like to, I can force go to win, go to lose. It actually also animates in between the states, so I can do animation with it. There's a time for any transition. So when I trigger this, it actually fades 60 frames and introduces the game. Using the editor is plain simple. You can double click, add a state, do a transition. It doesn't eat much performance, 40 ticks. And let's go back to the presentation. If I've done the presentation. Some Automata details is GDI rendering, 1,640 Nubish lines of code, 200 Git commits, 12 licenses sold, which I'm really happy that this happened, thanks to Meso, Schnelle Bunte Bilder and Mbox and many more. It's inspired by QFSM and the Ventus timeline. Thanks to Voy and Jens for the coding support, because I'm a C# noob, I have to admit, and all my team members for the thorough testing.
Amazing. Spot
Code
on.
excerpt, and you can do ships with it.
Thank you so much. Eno, I didn't call you yet.
Can I prepare?
Huh? Yeah, but you
Just
should not
set
be
up?
here then.
Okay.
Can I have, operator, can I have the slide we prepared? About the contributions. I want to talk about this thing, like Kyle showed his contribution, Chris showed his contribution. Next up will be Eno. And we cannot feature all the people here this evening who made contributions over the past 2 years, and these are not even all of them. I just made a selection of the ones I found most popular, I guess, with the community. And this is countless of hours spent by people and shared mostly for free. And Chris has decided, and we very much welcome this, that he's not only sharing this for free, but he's decided to put it in our new store. Can we have a shot of the store? This is not prepared. Can we do this? Store. Oh, it is prepared. So we decided, because of requests from the community and by contributors, that they want to have to sell their contributions, and we think this is a very good thing to do. So we want to support this with this humble start of a store, which is just a web page. Now you cannot really buy things there, but we want to highlight those people and give people support who want to show that they have their contributions up for purchase. And now would be the transition to Eno. Where is he hiding? Yeah, my good friend Eno, local hero from Frankfurt. That's where he comes from originally, where he grew up. And he's also running one of the biggest German interactive media arts studios. Now it's called NSYNK. And he's here to this evening to show us 3 new contributions he will upload.
Yeah, they're basically out and ready to use, and that I'm presenting these 3 new contributions to the store is basically also a tribute to the fact that many of you are actually making a living on working with VVVV, and as Jorik introduced it, I think we have to foster the ecosystem around VVVV, and that we are outputting some of the core technology that we've been working with exclusively over the past several years, and that we've been developing. And I would like to encourage you to do the same and share your knowledge, share your technology, and be brave to ask money from people who also make a living on it. So the three things that I'm going to present today, I'm not going to make a demo. I'm just going to briefly explain what these contributions do. The first thing is a DirectX 11 image sequence player. You would think that something like this already exists, but this one is different because it is highly optimized for performance and has been tested across several really large-scale projects and on really big stages. And what it does is that it takes all the data from the hard drive and moves it to the GPU directly, and does all of the byte swizzling, padding, so that it fits the memory of the textures, that it fits the memory of the graphics card on GPU, and it literally leaves the CPU and the main loop untouched. So this is made to facilitate super high bandwidth uncompressed video playback. So we are only supporting uncompressed or block compressed formats. The basic one would be TGA. The more advanced one would be DPX with also high bitrate formats for 10 or even 12 bit per channel, and block compression formats up to BC7. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's kind of the successor of the DXT1 to DXT5 formats. And the BC6 and BC7 formats are really much better in the image results which they give. So this is just the most commercial of the releases that we're doing today. We would charge 400 euros per machine per project. And just to put this into relation, you could also go and spend 80,000 euros for a server that literally does the same. I mean, you still have to buy the hardware, but the playback performance and stability of the plugin that we are releasing is the same. The next node set is made for OptiTrack motion tracking. I don't know if you're familiar with that. This is a short video from a project we've done with that. All of the elements on stage are tracked with a high precision optical tracking system. It is a high-end motion capturing system that you would also use for film production. And yeah, we think, I mean, in this case, we wrote the technology ourselves, but there are many specialized technologies out there, and I know that a lot of tools have been developed already, and I would be happy to pay some money in order to use that rather, and be able to do projects with VVVV fast rather than do all the development by myself in the studio. And the next contribution is finally a professional solution for capturing video. I would say that all of the video in solutions that are out there so far on VVVV are actually not sufficient in terms of reliability, stability, delay, and some are queuing up video. And also to put this into relation, the same plugin on the Unity store would charge something like 700 euros. This whole presentation is running through this plugin, so I don't think I really need a demo for that. Yeah, all of the plugins are free for non-commercial use, like VVVV is. If you need them, just drop us an email. Otherwise, be in touch on a professional level. Thank you.
No.
Next, it is my pleasure to introduce Philip Wisnich.
Perfect. Thank you.
Let me do the introduction. He is founder of CAN, the Creative Application Network website everyone knows. He is a co-founder of the Holo magazine that we had presented here last year, that you can also buy out there.
Buy.
We are, you don't do that.
Nah. Buy.
And the third thing was, you all know the Resonate festival in Belgrade. He also co-founded that. But tonight he is here in his capacity as the director of product. Platform, see?
Right.
P, another P.
Framed.
Of Framed, the company Framed. And he will now tell us what it all is about.
Yes. Because it's a kind of, the relationship that we've kind of built through creative applications and through Resonate and so on with V has been a really close one. When I got involved with Framed, it was really important to kind of build that bridge straight away to VVVV. And for those that don't know, Framed is like a platform for digital art. So basically we make digital displays, they're all in one computers, and we sell them to people who are interested in collecting digital art. So over the kind of, I think the project was launched about 2010 by Yugo Nakamura. I don't know if you know Yugo, but he kind of comes from the kind of Flash background. And over the years, it's kind of built slowly. We had the Kickstarter about 3 years ago, and which is finally kind of all cleared now. It's on sale at the Museum of Modern Art in MoMA in New York in their store, and now we've just launched in Tokyo. But
can we buy it online?
You can pre-order now. We have a small batch coming out in July, but what's important for us, at least from the kind of the product side, is to get these devices into the right hands. So it's not really getting into as many hands as possible, but in getting into the right ones. Because what we really want is the people that buy the devices actually also buy the artworks. So, so from the last node, we had, I think, about 5 or 6 artworks that came out. We kind of hope to do the same this time around. So we've had a little call running kind of a couple of weeks ago for people to submit, and some of the artworks you can see in the exhibition, they're on the Framed devices. But I also kind of want to invite everybody to submit and have a play ready with them while you're here.
So you are here the whole week, and people can talk
I'm here till Friday.
Till Friday,
and then Alex is going to kind of take over for me. He's going to be here on Saturday. Cool. But do kind of come and talk to me, and I can kind of tell you a little bit more about it. But what's we also kind of understood that there is a, it's one thing kind of owning a device, and that's kind of fine, and I think that's okay, but they are kind of quite pricey because, they are beautifully made. And we felt that developer kind of relationship with the developers or kind of artists building artworks for the platform has been a little bit of kind of like a trial and error because it's normally there without the devices, and then we have to do the testing and so forth and on and on and on. So what we tried to do, I kind of spoke to the guys. The great thing about Framed is that it's based in Taiwan. So, we operate kind of in Japan and Taiwan. So in Taiwan, you can literally make anything. And what that allows us to do is to kind of build kind of things like this. If you go to the next slide, and then one more. Yeah, like that. So basically, this is exactly the same thing as the Framed without the screen. And so we're kind of calling this artist development kit. And it allows basically, it has all the features. It has a kind of camera, Wi-Fi, everything built into it.
That's exactly the same device, basically.
It's exactly the same device. And it has the speakers, and it also has SD card slot in addition, and so forth. So this is kind of basically a small VVV machine.
And it has an HDMI output.
It has a mini HDMI that you can plug to any screen, and then it will just adjust its size and then run it. So it really allows you to kind of prototype and build for Framed, on any screen.
So that would be useful for people who want to build more artworks for that.
Yes, exactly. It's and they can kind of test the performance and so on. Because the Framed is built for home use, it's not really, this version of Framed, it's like 24-inch, it's silent, it doesn't make any noise, it just runs 24/7 and so forth. It's not one of the kind of fastest CPUs on there or graphic cards. So, so it's quite important that it's built and it runs kind of smoothly on the screen, and that's kind of been hard to pinpoint because I think we're kind of almost spoiled by these really fast machines. So, idea being basically, I've brought 2 more of these boards, well 3 more, one for Jorg, and because finally the VVV development team can have a frame of their own. But it's, and also a nice thing about VVVV, which makes it different to like pushing executables like processing or open frameworks or other platforms, is that we have VVV running on them. So there's a version of VVV, the latest version running on these things. So all you're doing is literally just pushing patches. So you push in, upload a patch, and then it just runs straight away on the screen. So, but I brought 2 of these, and I kind of really want to give them away. So I want to give away 2 of these. But I kind of want you guys to push some stuff onto those devices as well. So then we can kind of have a chat, and then maybe I can leave you with one of those, and you can go and try it, and hopefully build an artwork for sale on the platform.
Okay, so that was another call for everyone. People who are interested in building art forms for the platform, find Philip. He's hanging around. Me. And then talk to him and show him what you are working on. And
just try it out. Just upload it. It's not going anywhere.
There.
I mean, it's there.
You can try it out.
All the details are just next to him. There's a big kind of board, and it tells you like what you need to do, how to connect, login, password, and so forth. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. See you.
Thank you.
Stop. Next up is, I need a little break sometimes. Yeah, thank you very much. Next up is Micro-D from Budapest, David Moraes, and he will, you're not mic'd yet. Oh, then we need some more music. So Micro-D is working on this contribution that he lately shared in its first version, and you can, I think it's fine, right? If she all just, and we've tested this before with his massive hair thing. And so he will be talking about this contribution that he recently shared in its first version. And that's not the only thing he shared, but it's kind of the latest thing he shared. So we decided for him to show that. Over the past years, he has shared multiple contributions. And he's coming up on stage shortly after he is connected. The 5 minutes are running. All right. Welcome on stage, Micro-D.
Hello everyone. I'm Micro-D, as Jorg already said a couple of times. So FBX4V, as the name suggests, is a FBX importer. Mainly it uses Autodesk FBS SDK to get that fantastic head over there, which should be moving its face parts while I speak, but it does not really do that. Because it might not go through my computer, which I was getting to. Yeah, it does not go through my computer. Okay, so we had a wall stage testing to do that, and it kind of failed. So I will just move him around randomly. As you can see, there is the patch, which looks kind of whatever what I'm doing. Smooth random, and I will have, oops, I will have this one, and then integrate. This is a mini workshop. This is a 5 minutes teaser of the workshop which will happen on Thursday, the whole day long. So prepare for a long journey. I think this one will be good. Okay.
It starts moving, yeah.
It's not moving yet. So there you go. Problem is developing a consistent facial animation is hard. So that's why we are using these random numbers. I would have used FFT, but you already know the problem with that. So this is a 3D model rendered with my image-based lighting setup currently. It is the first footstep inside kind of successor to the old MSR 2.2 engine, which is completely obsolete. Nobody should use that ever again. I can't stress it out enough that that's a failed concept. This, however, with that thing, is the future. So what's actually going on inside? We have 142 blend shapes from an FBX file provided by Faceware. They probably don't know I'm doing this presentation right now with this face with them. So, well, thank you guys if one of you watching this. So this is basically, they are just a professional overall. So this one, and this is how its data looks, its structure looks. So to my knowledge, FBX4V Scene Explorer is the only user interface where you can go through with an FBX file and then and view all its objects and these hierarchies. So that's a big thing, I guess. And also, how it's capable to do that is not only the result of developing this salt pack, which is, by the way, we are developing it since 2016 September. But also I've made a lot of improvements meanwhile to the MD ecosystem, which is basically MP Essentials, MPDX, and VPM. Raise your hands who know VPM. Woohoo! And so that means, oh, I derailed again. I was looking for this toggle box here. So that means inside the new MD ecosystem, I rewrote the entire skeletal animation so it can accept multiple skeletons. And the single node can handle multiple instances of a single character, but animated and blend shaped with different set of data, and then drawn out as well with different material modifiers and different materials and subsets. So I don't want to spoil too much of the workshop on Thursday about that topic. And yeah, currently this is its state. And see that is precision.
Thank you very much. And this is not in the store yet. People can download it, but it's not. And you wanted to put it in the store.
It's not in the website, which is called Store. It is, by the way, a free for non-commercial model similar to VVVV. And you can if you try it out with the VPM installer, there will be all the details how to buy this thing. But we are trying to make at Uberact a little bit more convenient way to buy packs, like right inside the installer. But that is far.
It's another topic.
Yeah, that's another topic. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Micro D. Thank you. Okay, super. You can do while I talk, I think. Does it work while I talk that she plays? Yeah, it works. So, people who were here 2 years ago, they saw that we awarded 3 or 4 golden quads last time. This time we thought it's very difficult, for a long time we thought it's very difficult to pick out people again to award golden quads. But then, in the end, we still decided to award 1 golden quad. And for doing so, I want to invite my colleague Tebjan to make the award, give away the award.
For the outstanding work and rework of his countless contributions, for his tireless engagement and enthusiasm in and for the community, for extracting all the hidden details and features of many major contributions and immortalizing them on YouTube, the Golden Quad for Lifetime Achievement in 2007 goes to MicroD.
Whoa! MicroD, please. What a surprise. What a surprise, please.
Oh my God, it's so good.
We got a bag as well. You want to have the text?
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, MicroD. Thank you. We continue with another bombshell contribution that was dropped a few months ago by Robert Willner. And I'm a bit surprised what's happening. Who is doing what now?
I'm gonna talk and he's gonna sculpt.
Yeah. So he did it.
Yeah,
That's the
he did
thing.
it.
He did it. And Welcome is the colleague of, so the naming is wrong there. It's both of them.
Yeah.
But he did it, and Welcome is going to talk about what he did.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I made some notes. So, this is Robert Willner. His nickname is Temp, TMP. It's very short. I'm Marco Ritter. I'm called Welcome on the forum. There's been talk about the store. I wanna talk more about this while we are seeing the demo, maybe. Well, maybe we see it later. When we first started, there were just one company really using it. So there was no ecosystem. Over the years, many more studios started up and started growing. And I always had the feeling that this social experiment that before was supposed to be kind of stopped at the commercial barrier. Studios were very reluctant to share their in-house developments, to contribute their tech, which kind of defeated the whole purpose of the social experiment. So we kind of pioneered paid packs. That's been done to Message, to Particles, to Dome, and I'm quite glad that more people are actually stepping up to that and trying to find this middle ground between contributing to the community and still making a buck. At first I had lots of criticism for actually charging money because contributions were supposed to be free. But I think in the end it's gonna pay out for all, both the commercial and the non-commercial users that are just interested in learning or just the fun of it. So it's still open source. Maybe we can see the demo now. It's
Are we waiting for the waiting for a signal here. Huh?
Let's do some live
You
patching.
need this up here or there, or this, who is responsible for this? Habt ihr kein Signal oben, oder?
Well, anyone with a camera that can just film our
Ist die
screen?
4? Ja. Good thinking. Good thinking. Ist es die 4? Ist es die Nummer 4 hier? Steht
I
das hier?
don't
irgendwo?
even know.
Ja,
this
ist die Nummer 4. Ist die Nummer 4?
So today we're gonna see the commercial pack called Particles. It's been a few years in the making if you take all the successors and the predecessors into account. Right now it's 130 nodes and allows you to patch particle behavior for the GPU within within VVV.
Ah, here it comes.
Oh, okay. Our demo is really quick and dirty. It's been a few hours in the making. But we got 1 million particles sitting there on the desk. And they're all managed individually. You see, it's not just a spread, moves right to left. It's done interactively. So, you know, it's real time, the way it's supposed to be. And what started from just finding a way to somehow manage the depth texture of a Kinect, kind of turned into a very well curated pack that's easy to use even for laymen. It's open source, so if you're interested in how compute shaders might look, it's a good starting point, or also for custom plugins. So all of that is still free to anybody's eyes. Maybe there's still cool features in it, like the Kinect is still heavily supported. You look at the Gill power patch and see how you map the Kinect to the physical space and get something going that actually makes sense in a spatial setup. You see, we use the Vive with it as well. There's a very new cool feature. It's called the chunk loader, where you can load many more particles, many millions, and it kind of selects the ones it's loading into RAM and unloading the one that are out of view. It's going to be interesting to see how far we can push that. Yeah, I want to conclude maybe to say thanks to Vogt, whose work been well elementary to that. It's integral to any modern project within VVVV by now, I think. And the workflows got so much better than compared with the old EX9 stuff. And that's where the whole store thing kind of even makes me wonder. I think Vogt should be paid by the devs somehow. His work is so important to the nature of V4. Please.
Wolltest du noch was sagen?
The bell rang.
Danke. Thank you very much, Robert and Marco. Thank you so much. So, Marta, what do you think so far of the presentations?
That was super nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think there would be something for you one day to also
In the
do
future
something
when
like
I
this?
grow up.
Yeah?
No, but
I don't know. Would you be interested?
I mean, like I have already some things that I was trying out.
You have some things to show.
I do.
Well, okay. So let's see. We have a microphone here. Let's take that. Just go there. This is totally improvised. I have no idea what's happening.
So, yeah, actually, I was doing my thesis with before. I am what a surprise. So no, what I'm delivering it actually next week. I studied mechanical engineering, and I was doing a thesis called As You Asked for Me. So every time, you cannot see the screen.
Can we see the slide again? What's the number of
It is not plugged in, I think.
It's not plugged in. Yeah, because it's such a surprise. This is going to happen. Nobody knew that you had your laptop put here already.
No, so the thing is that
yeah, but we are not seeing it yet.
okay.
Yeah.
Hide that.
Yes.
Okay, so it is called Implementation and Analysis of Real-Time Optical Flow Solutions for GPU Architectures. It is mainly like I took the papers from Horn and Shank and Lucas Canade, and then I translated them in the GPU in before, and then I did them in the CPU as well. And mainly I wanted to show the benefits of using the GPU for image processing, as there were some fields some industrial fields that were still using the CPU for image processing, like, for example, drone positioning, so I was just doing I didn't start that. I was doing that for, showing like the benefits of using GPU, and then I translated it for before, and I did those notes. That, by the way, are online.
Yeah,
so,
they are just online tonight.
Like a couple of days ago or something. So, yeah, it's mainly that. I did the implementation of Horn and Shank and Lucas Canade. Horn and Shank is meant to be like a global thing. So here is the help path. It has like some smooth vector fields. It has in here like a derivatives function, which it's taking a derivatives function that is taking like 5x5 kernels. So you were getting like better results, like in this, better results for the prediction mainly. It is an iterative method, so you have to iterate. And it's, it's a cool thing. Then you have the Lucas Canade. Wait. Then you have the Lucas Canade, which is mainly working. It's mainly working the same way, but it is working better in dark environments. Like it is a little more sensitive to noise, but it's still working. But it gives better results in dark environments. Otherwise, with the Horn and Shank, then you can just put the brightness and the contrast tab. And that's mainly it.
Yeah, impressive, great. Thank you, Marta. You're kind of freed. I hereby free you from being the band for tonight. And it's especially great because I remember a lot of questions on the forums over the past years asking for the optical flow, and it's a lot discussed, right? No, I'm just saying that the optical flow, this topic, has been discussed a lot in the past on our forum. And no, this wasn't leading up to a question, really.
Okay.
You want to say?
Yeah, there is actually, there was this old node from optical flow in before.
There was
yes, it is an approximation. It's slightly faster, but it gives a less accurate prediction. It is like a Horn and Shank approximation, but it is not in two passes. It doesn't get the derivatives, and then the other thing, it is getting
obviously
a blur over time, and then.
So you said it was for industrial use, so precision was more important in this case.
Yeah, it depends on the yes.
Thank you. the break is coming up. Be prepared for the break. We have one last thing to show, and I would like to ask Katia, who is being prepared for at the moment. And she will be coming on stage. Maybe we can have her insert already. We wanted to show the video. Can we do that now?
Audio Jungle.
Katia von Roth, representing the Hope Lab team.
Yes, yes.
So everybody's wondering, what is this all about?
The Hope Lab. Yeah, so for those of you who didn't join us, come to the Hope Pavilion. There are a lot of projects we were working on for half a year. Since, I think, February we started on like hope and festivals and communities and everything. On like 5 different cities, so join us. And there's one thing you all got today, it's this one. It's called the Hope Kit. And it's a deck of cards that, it's a call to action for you all, because you need to create more gatherings around the world. Because what's happening here, like all you gathering around here, sharing knowledge because you're curious about something. And like following your dedication for a reason. And it's not about money, it's not about work, it's just about being together and experimenting on the art of being many. This is like utopia. You have to do it everywhere around the world.
And this kit is helping you.
This kit is helping you. It's like I tried to collect all the knowledge, what I was like seeing in different festivals, because I'm traveling through a lot of different communities I'm not using before. I don't have a clue about it. I'm trying to get it since half a year. I'm very happy to be here and it feels great. And all the other communities, they are also gathering and sharing knowledge and following their dedication. So you have to open up to the other communities. And
it's kind of a meta thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a meta thing. Yeah. I'm trying to like, this is why I call myself like revolution consultant. I'm trying to like let everybody know that revolution is on. There's happening something.
Resolution.
Resolution.
The resolution is on.
Yeah, the revolution is on. I recognize we decided that you won't believe it when I. Okay.
So that was the
point. Yeah, I'm coming from Hamburg, and there's happening G20 next week. So loads of people are organizing. And there's a kind of idea for this revolution I'm spreading to the people, and it's about distributing everything. It's like alles allen, this is what I'm wearing with me. So the idea is that people that are able to create toolboxes and think in structures have to create structures to be, like, for the art of being many, like, to come together, because I think we have like 5 or 10 years left, and then it will be more or less just about how to be with the many.
So how can we help? What can we do?
We all can, like, if we are finished here with Node, I listen to a lot of people that are like, oh, there's Node is only every 2 years, and there's this 1 year between. So what I want you to do is think about questions you have, think about dedications you want to share your knowledge, and use this kit to make small gatherings. You don't need a lot. It's just about thinking the right thoughts at the right time, communicating the things, and ask for help, like gather a community. And yeah, I want you to do it in your home cities. I want you to use it. I want you to connect with other people. I will bring this to other festivals, and I'm here for the whole week. And yeah, let's change worlds and create realities.
Yeah, so everyone who is interested in and has been thinking about creating something, a small or a bigger meeting in their own hometown, they should talk to Katia, because she knows how to do these things and how to get them from the ground to go in.
I can really help you to go out and do something and change something. And there are a lot of people already doing it. This is what I want to let you know.
And on Thursday, you said you have
on Thursday afternoon, I'm doing a meet-up in our unworkshop place at the Hope Pavilion for visual skills and politics, because in my groups where I'm working on different games and activism and stuff, there are always the visual skills missing. So we're working a lot and nobody sees it, because there's this big BMW advertisement, and then there's somebody I wrote a text, read it please. So we need you. We really need visual skills for the revolution.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please
this
apply your skills, talk to Katia.
Yes.
And nothing more to say.
Enjoy the break, share your skills, share your knowledge, and follow your dedication.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. That was it. How are we in total time? That was it for the first half. What's 9 o'clock? So that was 1 hour, right? Feels fresh, huh? So take a 20-minute break. We are changing the computers here. Grab a beer outside and just be back then for more presentations.
schön da stehen.
Lights out. Close the doors. Lights out, close the doors. Do we have everyone who we need inside? Huh? Jeanne, can you give me a sign? Yeah? So, welcome back. I was told I didn't introduce myself. My name is Jörg, and I'm running a company together with these guys where we are creating a software that's called VVVV. So, sorry. We are here now in the full capacity without Anton, because Anton has to work. Always one guy has to work. We are here to award another Golden Quad. And this time the Golden Quad goes to the people that are making this possible. I've been talking about this in the beginning of the first part, and I was addressing the people, you, the audience, who is coming to the festival, you, the patchers, the contributors. Now I want to address the other people who make this festival possible. And the thing is, it's many fewer people than you are. There are very few people who make this gathering possible. And it's really hard to pay enough gratitude, is that how you say it? To thank people enough. It's so hard to do this with words. But we stand here in front of you and want to tell you that what the team is doing to run this thing, and they are doing it since months, and they are running totally over capacity, because for some reason this year it was harder to find more people short term to help out. So everyone in the team is running totally overboard, and still they are running, and everything is working. So I want to, as representatives of the team, I want to have on stage Katharina Held. Katharina, please. Number one. I want to have, thank you so much for everything. I want to have Amir Bastan. Is he here? Amir, please. And third, I want to have Fabio, and I don't know his last name. Fabio. Huh? Fabio Thiel. Thanks, man, for everything. Fabio Thiel. Thanks for everything. And it's not just these three people who are running it. These are the representatives. These are probably the people who have seen most, because they interact directly with you most. And so I want to officially award, as representatives of the team, I want to award Katharina the Golden Quad. Nobody of you, none of you has any idea what they are doing behind the scenes. And so it's, we cannot thank you guys enough for what you're doing. Still another call, if there are members in the community who feel they want to help, who are technically skilled, talk to Katharina, talk to the guys. If you can help set up workshops, prepare anything. If you want to be part of this, please talk to the guys and help out make this continue to be a wonderful week. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, guys. So we have no band anymore. I already got feedback on the clock thing. I got the feedback that 5 minutes is now too short. So Eno wants to come back and have 2 more minutes. And screen number?
And screen number 1. You see it? Okay. So this is just to finish where I've been cut off an hour ago. We have a small showcase tomorrow in the afternoon or around lunchtime where we'll go into this deeper. But if I didn't present it to you now, you maybe wouldn't even know that we would be doing something like this. So some people of you know Iris from a couple of years ago, and we've been developing it throughout the years, and the scope of what we do has changed a little bit. So what we are doing here is basically building an inspector for the web browser, and this is a little demo where you can see how this works. You expose pins via Control K. They show up in the web browser. And the idea is that it's not just an interface that is linked to one instance of VVVV, but you create a cluster, basically like a boy group, but without a boy group server. And this system allows you to control the data that is controlling the state of this cluster, basically. And yeah, you can see how this works here with all the different node types that we have, and how you can use it across several submodules, and how the data is differentiated between them. And of course, this doesn't work for not just for V4, but also for many other platforms like Unity or Raspberry Pi. And yeah, how we use that and what the concepts are behind that, I can tell you tomorrow in more detail. Thank you.
Tomorrow lunchtime, right?
1:15, yeah.
The next presenter is Ryan Jones. And the next, what you're going to see to me is crazy shit, what he's doing. Ryan Jones from San Francisco, California.
So I'm actually pretty brand new to VVVV. I've been using it for maybe 4 months, 5 months, something like that. I've never actually met a VVV user in person because not many people use it where I'm from. So actually, it was kind of funny. So when you're dealing with forums and stuff, you develop these mental models of what people are like, these personalities. So I was attending a graphics workshop on Monday morning, 10 a.m., and this guy comes in. He's like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" And I'm like, "That must be evil," and it was evil. So okay, so yeah, talking about mullets and stuff. Yeah, anyway, so I'm going to load up the thing. But basically, I made a non-real-time renderer for VVVV. So
the number of your thing, that would be 8?
Yeah.
Can we have number 8?
Also, my computer's on battery power, so that's a self-imposed time limit, I think. So yeah, I made a non-real-time renderer for VVVV, and if you're familiar with VFX, CGI, anything like that, then you'll be kind of familiar with how this works. To explain how it works, I kind of need to give you a 1-minute version of how light works. So a light particle, otherwise known as a photon, emanates from a light, bounces off surfaces, maybe gets absorbed, maybe goes into your eye. Anything you see is a result of a photon bouncing off of it into your eyeball. So there's a lot of photons everywhere. Naturally, real-time engines have a hard time dealing with this. It's hard to simulate all these photons flying around. If you don't constrain yourself to real time, you can simulate all those rays of light. So as you see, it kind of gets grainy, and then it sort of converges and gets clear. That's basically a full-screen pixel shader running a ray tracer. And every ray is shot out from the camera, so it's like how light works in reverse. You shoot it out from the eye or the camera, and then you let it bounce around a whole bunch, and yeah, then you see kind of what you get. So you get a lot of stuff that the real-time engines try to simulate, like ambient occlusion, basically any kind of indirect lighting, otherwise known as global illumination. You get this by the nature of how ray tracers work. So if you're an artist that's a photographer or a physical artist, you work a lot with actual lights, you can bring your knowledge directly to this render and like set up the lights how you think they should be set up, and they'll act like they should act, right? So I want to actually open up another example, which kind of makes this a little bit more clear. Yeah, here we go. OK, so you can see the patch. If you look at the nodes on the top, it's pretty clear. It's easy to set up a scene. You just have your primitives on the left, and then the materials on the right, and there's a bunch of diffused materials going on there. And you'll notice this is kind of grainy because this is actually the NRT writer for DX11, if you're familiar with that. So it's actually constantly refreshing the screen, which is why you can only sample so many rays before it gets cut off. And this is actually how you would do a render. So if you wanted to render out a scene, you would just hit the render button, and then you would get a high resolution image like that. So that's kind of like how that works. And then the last thing I want to show is you can actually stuff sign distance fields in here. So like Kyle's field trip thing, I should probably talk with him because you can basically do that precisely. So you kind of see I have like a weird, yeah, here we go. So that's actually a Julia set fractal. It's really hard to do with a polygonal mesh, but with a sign distance field, it's like trivial. So if you're into like procedural shapes and things like that, this render might be interesting for you. And I think you could probably stuff the stuff that field trip is doing directly into the render. Yeah. So please check it out.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Next, I will place myself here again, and I welcome on stage Martin Reciceka, all the way from Berlin.
Austria,
Berlin. Hello, Martin.
Hello, Johanna.
Who are you?
I'm Martin Reciceka from Mbox in Berlin. Founder, creative director of Mbox studio in Berlin, which is working with VVV for now 10 years, actually.
And you're not working with VVV commercially, but you're also like a crazy supporter of the community and the things that are happening here. So he's a sponsor of the festival, and he's doing a lot of things. Good things for us.
Actually, I think for VVV, one of the main reasons why we always appreciate working with VVV is not only because it's a great software, but that there is really an amazing community and amazing people you can work with, and that's
you. That's you.
And that differentiates, I think, from a lot of other products. As we are maybe to let you know, we are coming from a, let's say, more classical linear motion design animation company. That's how we started, and we got into interactive projects 10 years ago. And actually, only the first project we ever did was not with VVV.
Yeah, but didn't we do this together?
No, the first project is where we met together. It was actually a VR project for Telecom, and it was the first time I ever met you presenting you this project. It was done with Quest 3D.
I remember that, yeah.
And that's where we met, and after that, our first project was actually, a first VV project was also quite a challenging one with interactive flow for the Expo in Zaragoza. And since that, we did like around 40, 45 VV projects in the last 10 years, and
still going.
Still going, definitely.
Cool. So look out for the guys if you are looking for a job. I think they're always open for talking to them, as I understand. And you're here also tomorrow to show something?
No, on Thursday at 6 o'clock, we have a little presentation. Don't worry, it's not a company presentation. It's
Is this when we show the video?
Actually, you could show it now, yes. We also have, it's like kind of a favorite project of mine, is bring together, let's say, creative, interactive, real-time technology with more linear way of working. like building a tool that makes it possible to mix together different patches and save them in a way you can reproduce them. And actually, it's based on a couple of technologies we developed with Johanna Schmidt and Alexander Schallepin. They also will be there on Thursday on stage. It's absolutely interface that's completely independent of VVV. It's database, Redis-based. Everything is saved in this mixing environment, and we break every patches into modules, and we can mix them together. And we have like instancing, post effects, and every module is just single small patches we can combine. And it's like a visual prototyping tool. It's also very good for experimenting, saving iterations of design, and it's actually built to be used by non-VVV users. That's the basic idea, to give other people the possibility to use the great technology and the great possibilities and break them down to a simple interface.
But you still have the people who do the patches and then other people who are controlling them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the people doing the patches are not also can be very creative people. But from my experience, it was one of the most frustrating experience I always had is like seeing something in a patch on a day before, and I can't reproduce it. I just can say, I saw something 2 days ago. Can you show it to me again? And it's always very difficult. So this idea came up. We want to have something where we can like freeze everything in the current state. And
in that sense, it's kind of comparable to what NSYNK are doing.
Actually, the first version we ever built was built on the framework. We are in talk together, and it's kind of similar, but a completely different approach. And I really want to point out that's something that I heard tonight, and it's really important that these professional tools are coming out, and that there is a community that also supports that, buys these products, but not only the contributions, but also the VV versions, because that's, I think, also a big issue. The people really should buy the licenses when they use it professionally. And I really would encourage people to come up to also sell their stuff if it makes sense.
Yeah. Will you sell this? Is this in plan?
Maybe in the future. I think parts of it, we'll show that in first day in detail. Parts of it might be one day come as a contribution. It's really a couple of tools, and I think everybody's interested in should come on first day. And
okay, for me, it's really exciting to see different companies appropriating VVV in their own way and have it in the back end for the quick prototyping stuff, and then build something on top of it. That's what's happening here, and that's what I find really exciting. Was there anything more we wanted to talk about?
Yeah, maybe there's also one important part of this patch is the hub layer. We're also supporting this, and
I think that's the perfect transition to the next speaker. We will have Lev on stage, and is he coming? Where is he? Yeah. So Martin was one of the big contributors to this crowdfunding campaign that Lev started, and he will now show us the result. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Martin? Huh? The number 2 for Lev, please. You're on. Oh, he didn't get a microphone. No, wait. We have this. This one. Is it? Can we do this one? Can we do this one? Huh?
Hi everyone, my name is Lev. I'm from St. Petersburg, and I like doing things which allow other people to do some real cool things. So the last thing I've done, it's a plugin for VVVV, which allows to play video using mainly GPU. So there were some existing solutions, but all of them have some limitations. And there were a topic on forum for quite a long time about hub codec support. So it's finally here. We can use it. And let's see how.
So I think you uploaded it just tonight on the contributions.
Right? So today I've uploaded to contributions, and thank you, you already approved it. So everybody can see it in the contributions now.
I approved of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's start from a blank page and get the hub reader node. And we'll also need hub audio clock to control the playback. And also we need output. It's hub texture. Let's make a renderer. We also need a full screen quad for this.
I can totally follow so far. Seems simple.
Yeah, so now I've prepared some hub encode videos in advance. You can see in the attached PDF how to encode them. I don't know, let's choose this one. So let's open it. And yeah, so basically this is hub video playing right now. And you can play it in loop as well. And you can control the playback speed. For example, make it 10 times faster, whatever. The seeking functionality is also included. And actually, it allows to play pretty large videos smoothly, like 4K 50 frames per second. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for 4K, it's not possible to play it that fast. So let's zoom out. Oh, I don't see the mouse cursor.
So that's a 4K video playing from a laptop.
Also, we can take a look at the CPU utilization, which is quite low. Now, okay, let's play some more videos, if you like it. So you just provide a spread of file names to this hub reader. And it's just one video right now, but I have some really small sub-patch which arranges several videos into a video wall. Yeah, so now there are more videos playing. Yeah, and actually, let's check out what's the total resolution of the content we are having right now. For this, I also prepared. Why isn't it deleting?
I want to see.
Can you give me 1 minute more?
How this goes on? You have more?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So I have a really simple patch. You see, no magic here. We just sum up the resolutions of the individual videos. Yeah, so this is like the total resolution playing right now. And yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Maybe it's not the maximum, but yeah.
You can find out. Everyone can find out on his own.
It's easy to add audio output. I won't do it right now because I have no time, but it's like 2 more notes.
Okay, cool. And this is available right now, and I think you adopted free for non-commercial.
Yeah. So one more word. So for no commercial use, or if you want to check it for your project, if it fits, it's totally free. For company or individual commercial use, please buy license to support the future development. And this is some feedback from people who already used it, which I think all of them are here. And I want to say thanks for all the people who supported me on the initial stage of the project, the crowdfunding company, Bakers, also Vogt and Tebjan for helping me with some technical aspects. Also my friend Ivan Kabalin for making it all possible at all. And special thanks to Eno, who helped me to set up projectors today.
Thank you. Great. Crazy shit. Super. Next on stage, I want to welcome Dominik.
Hey everyone. Before we start, can I ask, does this say V4 Academy? Because I can't be sure, I can't see it. Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I should trust the guy who wrote it. For all I know, it could say I suck, like those stickers you put someone's back.
No,
anyway.
It looks good.
All right.
So who are you, what are you doing? What's the VVVV Academy?
We teach V4.
Now I stop you. Can we have the Twitter feed of this?
Of course.
For a start. Twitter feed. So you have 5 followers at the moment.
Okay, we published this yesterday.
Yes, the thing was published yesterday. Can we leave this on for now? And everyone in the audience who would be interested and be an influencer on the social networks could follow this, and then we see if we have some followers after the 5 minutes that we should get started.
5 minutes?
Now, Dominik, what are you here for?
All right, well, we teach V4. We want to start in Berlin with a V4 beginner course that's going to happen for 2 months in August and September. That also just yesterday we opened applications for.
So there is a website?
Yes, there is a website. We just saw it a minute ago.
What's
That's
that?
the website.
That's the website?
Yes, the logo has colors. Be aware.
Okay.
So there are 2 things we want to start with. The first is the course in summer that we're going to do in Berlin for 10 people for complete beginners. And the second is a free online V4 course that is going to be released over the next couple of months.
Okay. So, and how long is this going? Did you say that?
Yes, the course is for 2 months in August and September with weekly sessions.
Weekly sessions every?
Weekly sessions every Tuesday.
Starting on?
1st of August.
1st of August.
In Berlin, yes.
Sounds like a heavy program.
Yes, the topics we're going to cover are actually quite exciting, even though it's a beginner's course. We are going to do, we're going to go into motion tracking with the Kinect. We're going to go into virtual reality. We're going to go into projection mapping, electronics with Arduinos. So it's really a very broad range.
The thing is, probably here we don't have the right audience.
That's actually true. Well, that's good that you said out that please send this over Twitter, because this is the audience who should spread it.
Not only Twitter. I mean, I'm sure people in the audience know people who expressed probably their interest in learning this before, and this is kind of the best chance I think you get in the next month. And then it will be followed up, as you said, with the online video tutorials.
Exactly, yes.
Whoa, thank you. That worked. That worked. Cool. But I'm always surprised how, wow, thank you, how few people understand how these things work. Now you are a follower. Next step, you have to retweet that thing. We have 1 retweet of this, and like by you following it, nobody knows about it outside. So what you need to do is, which one should we retweet?
Whichever you like. Like Jorik is telling you what to do, not me.
Not the Keynote thing, but the other one, the summer course with the link to the website. That's the one important. And can you, sorry, this is Twitter, please. Twitter? So yeah, he used the hashtag VVVV, and that was the question to me, why are you doing this on VVVV and not VL? Now that VL is the next big shit.
All right.
Why?
Jörg, of all the questions you could ask, you asked the one question where the answer is basically a big rant on why VL is not there yet. We're doing a beginner's course.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into the details, but VL is not there for beginners yet. It's basically for this audience here and not for everybody who's just at the beginning wanting to get into interactive things. So I guess let's rephrase the question into why should we start with V4? And we're doing a 2-month course in 8 sessions, and we are going into topics like virtual reality and motion tracking. And I think to turn the rant into a compliment, I don't know any other software that I would be comfortable doing this in a 2-month course, going into topics that are that advanced. So I think V4 is a very good point to start when you're an interaction designer and want to get into building things yourself.
Okay, cool.
But let me say one thing. It's not on the website because the website is all about beginners who come to this for the first time. But here in this room, there is everybody interested in VL, I hope. And I'm absolutely open to do a VL course if you're into it in Berlin this summer. If you're interested, just let me know. I'm totally happy to sit together once a week and go through every step of how to build your projects in VL at a very understandable pace. Just let me know. It's hello@vvvv.academy anytime.
Cool.
I get some time for you talking so much.
Yeah. Here's the application. One thing we haven't talked about, this costs money. This is not for free.
Yes, it does cost money. Yeah. So the video course is all for free. And the course we're going to do in person in Berlin is in a very small group, and it will cost 800 euros per person.
That sounds like a lot of money, 800 euro.
I'm not sure. Like, if you're seriously, if you are working in the field professionally, if you're an interaction designer, and this is what you get out of 2 months, we have all the hardware there. We have a virtual reality headset. We have a motion tracking device. We have a projector. We've got a very small group for a good learning environment. I don't think for a professional person that this is so much money. I guess I get your point when it's about students or young people who want to learn this. So we are looking for sponsors. We want to give scholarships to at least 2 students or young people who want to do this course but who can't afford to do this. So if you are a studio and you want to help someone get into V4, get to know those things in the course, please talk to me. I'm here the whole week. If you're happy to sponsor the cost for the course for one person, that is a huge contribution. We'll be really happy. We'll be really happy for that.
I want to finish by giving a compliment, Dominik. I haven't thought about this before. This is just popping into my mind. So the sentence may not make sense. Is the word prolific? Is that a word?
It is a word. I don't know exactly what it means.
I have the feeling it fits. I don't know.
All right, I'll take it.
It could mean shit. I don't know. I mean it in a good way. Whatever, good prolific. So Dominik is one of the most prolific.
He doesn't even know what it means.
People who I think know about VVV, know and understand everything around it, the whole thing. He also developed for VL already a set of nodes for us. He's been working for us, so he knows kind of the ins and outs. And I think he's frankly the best teacher for VVVV that you can think of.
Thank you very much. That's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Thank you. What next? Oh, so you notice probably that so far we have talked a little of the new thing that is VL. And so I want to have next on stage Sebastian Gregor, who will show us a little bit about VL.
Hi. Thank you.
Sebastian, I'm sorry, I still have to give you the 5 minutes.
Oh, God. Okay. First of all, I want to thank you all for the critics that you and just speaking out what you think that has to be addressed. And I think we should find a time slot this week where we are all together to really discuss things like what needs to be addressed in the community, what we should do better, and I really want to thank you for just openly speaking your mind here.
This is not. We have to check the number. It should be number 7. Can we have number 7? Yes. 7.
Yep. Okay. Nevertheless,
I do the 5 minutes now.
What?
The 5 minutes from now.
Okay.
Now, come on.
All right. Let's start that. So I'm starting up the regular near beta, and I'm just going to talk about the workshop tomorrow. Anton did most of it, but yeah, we both will present just how you can use VL nowadays. So, of course, it is not easy. It is still not easy, and probably it will also not get to that point that it is just totally playful. And but the thing is, VL was developed to address certain limitations in VVVV, and so we addressed them the last years, and I want to just show you that you can now really use VL for solving your issues in bigger projects where you where things get more complex. And this might not be the most complex project that you can think about, but I guess it addresses some issues. And I just go here and show you we have something like a simulation or a game-like application with an UI with several modes, a play mode, and level editor. So and if I go through the levels, and at the end I can save my score. It's not a game yet, but sorry. So I can just navigate through this through the several modes. There are buttons, there are modal windows. If I go here to the level editor, you see that we made use of the editing framework. We just used that and copied it into our project, and where you can just create new levels, save them to disk, create characters, position them, change the tentacle count of such a circle. All these things you can just edit, and if you actually changed something, then it asks you save or not, and if you didn't change it, it doesn't ask you if you want to change save something, and if you change something and go to the main menu and now press save, then it knows that it has to save and then go to the main menu. So it's a little bit tricky, and there's automata like states, and we will just do 6 hours of workshop tomorrow where we try to show you some messy patches. So you can also do messy patches, but as you see here, we have the 4 main modes, and I just want to show you that you can navigate in here. We go through the levels, and actually playing one level is not that difficult. So we just decided that I shouldn't do a theoretical presentation tonight. I just really want to show you that nowadays you can use it. Sometimes you really also can think in a VVVV-like manner. I mean, there are some constructs like feeding back data or saving data from one frame to the other, and it's comparable to a frame delay. Or, but then, of course, there are other concepts that are not that easy to grasp. I can search for another patch. Okay, so so we'll show that tomorrow.
Yeah, the more of it tomorrow in the workshop.
Give me one minute.
Okay. 1 minute.
Okay. So just want to say you can think object-oriented. So the main view of the level, as you see, is made up of, whoops, what's there? Is made up of circles and points. Oh no, it's broken. Sorry. Oh, the frame delay. Sorry. Killed it. Okay, and now the circles have the tentacles, so you can think of objects, and that's the main plus. See here, a circle has tentacles, and yeah. And we will also talk a bit about how to do a UI that really is event-based, and so doesn't miss a click that is being made between 2 frames or something. Okay.
So the point being, if you're interested in a less theoretical but a more practical workshop about VL, this is the one to choose. Tomorrow or on Thursday?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
6 hours.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Next up, our very own Anton, and he will introduce you to the editing framework that he built in VL that you might have already seen, and he will show us what it's capable of. Which machine? The same machine. It's the same machine.
I'm not such a good speaker as an academic guy. I'm more comfortable writing tutorials and documentation, but I will try to patch something live, because the best way to show framework, editing framework, is to show the parts of this thing. So I've prepared a small thing, but then I will start from there. I don't want to spoil things, but I guess today you will see some more use cases where editing framework are doing a great job. It takes some time. So we see just a gray renderer, beautiful. We will create a just a Bezier editor. Then we will take a Bezier editor view, and we're working in DX11, and we have it for 9 and 11, doesn't matter. So let's plug it. And I prepared some curve. Where is it? I overwrite that. No.
So you wanted to load a prepared curve?
Yeah, I already had this curve there. Okay, so I have to make my curve. I make a circular spread. I will have a vector. So the idea that I will generate something, and then Bezier knot join like this, and let's say I have 4 control points, and then doesn't there.
So now you tried to create the curve and it didn't work?
Somehow. You have to help me, Jörg.
Music playing.
No.
So what's happening here?
Let's see.
Does anybody see the error? There is nothing coming out of the...
No, I have a vectors. I make a Bezier node. Here's the editor.
And you see if something comes out of the Bezier editor.
Yeah.
No, and the other
state. This is Bezier spline. Yeah. I started it from my.
Can you check the help patch of the Bezier editor?
Yeah, let's see.
This is how we roll at the office normally.
Oh, it
so the help patch works.
Huh? Okay. So, with the editing framework, you can like edit 3D Bezier curves, and we have this nice gizmo. You can rotate things. You can scale them. You can scale them uniformly. But this is not what I wanted to show you. I hope. But camera is connected, and I will reset it. Let's see.
The renderer?
Yeah, this guy.
The point we see, what is that in the middle? The white dot. Is that something of the view?
No. Oh.
No.
So the
time is up.
No.
Shall we give him 5 more?
I will be fast. So I already showed you. Okay, we have a 3D curve. You can modify. You can change it, and it's all right. But then we have something that I will turn it on. And this is the beautiful contribution from Michael Burg. Who is here? Thank you. There will be a workshop about it, Superfong. And now you see the crazy rendered 3D scene real time. And then we have our editing framework there inside, so this path. So let's say we have our curve. Now we will sample it. And now we will use the points on this curve to move this guy along, like this. And let's add an LFO, just to move it. Oh, it's too crazy keyboard. So, I will take it bigger. So the keyboard is moving along the curve, and then at the same time I can say, okay, no, it's the wrong one. I will modify it in real time. So, one more thing. I can create, of course, look at node and say, okay, let's move the camera along this path. And okay, I'm sitting inside keyboard now, so I will leave the keyboard alone in the middle. And now we're having our curve and the camera moving along the curve. And of course, we can now make another renderer and manipulate the points while the camera is flying along them. One more thing, it's editing framework because you can, this is VL, and you can take part of these things and use it for your own purpose. For example, in game project Sebastian showed you, we used the several nodes from this editing framework for level editor. Just copy paste, and we used it for editing levels in a game. Yeah, that's the idea of the framework. So we're building.
It's not a monolithic big thing, but it's a modular thing that you can reuse in your own projects.
Yeah, and we constantly work on it, so it will be better. Soon you will be able to manipulate multiple curves at the same time, and so on.
Soon.
Yeah, soon.
Ish.
Trademark. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So far, I take the criticism that this might not be so convincing yet, because so far only we have shown what we have done with VL. But I'm really excited about the next project. I want to have sebl on stage, please.
Hey. So what's that whole programming thing? Can you explain that to me?
What you mean, like which one? Where you build the logic of a program and
maybe it's a bit too complex topic to grasp in a sentence or two or in a small presentation. And I ask you that question because I had exactly the same questions asked to myself in a project. And if I can get my screen, I want to show you first.
Which number is it?
The screen is the number.
We got it. It's up. It's up.
Okay. So I show you this video so you know what I'm talking about, because it was a project in a museum. Click. And I just let it run for a while. About programming. Okay, so this is a preview version of a documentation video we are working at the moment. It's a museum about ZUSE. ZUSE was the inventor of the modern computer as we know him. And so it's a museum about computers, and we had the task, okay, and in the whole museum is only old machines standing there. And you cannot reactivate those machines, they are old and broken. So we wanted to tell the visitors what you can do with those machines. Yeah, that's why we programmed this kind of machine here. But let me first introduce a bit to that ZUSE thing. Here, that's what programming looked like when he invented it. It's like crazy. And this is the output he used. So you can already see some similarities between our work and his work like 50 years ago. So, but back to the question, what is programming? Programming is a complex thing. It is sometimes a really complex thing nobody understands. But sometimes it's also a simple thing. So we wanted to start with a simple thing and tell the people, the visitors, what is this simple thing, and maybe they can get a glimpse of the whole stuff. So some basic programming concepts. You know some again?
Like loop and if and for and variables.
Yeah, yeah.
And loops and conditions and actions.
That's really enough to twist some visitors' minds for a beginner thing, I guess. And you have seen those little blocky things in the video. So I start with the first ones. We invented some variables. We tricked a bit here because you see the curvy thing is a noise variable. So because we want to make nicer things and use noise for that. We created loops, conditions, and some actions. The actions are actually really commands for the pen plotter you've seen in the video. Yeah, so I had this whole idea that we use some blocks and a really normal machine and not a computer and program with that. But how to code that whole thing? That was a really big question. Fell fear. This is our weapon of choice, and of course I thought, okay, why not use V4 for that? But if you start thinking about it and the whole iterative thing and steps through code and debug it is not so easy, so I skipped that point, sorry. Next one was using a library. There is a lot of syntax tree libraries out of there, but that was also too much. That was cannons on sparrows, I guess. And the last thing was C# plugins. I discarded because I just didn't want to recompile every 5 seconds because I'm a really slow coder and make a lot of bugs. So yes, surprise, I used VL. And this is how the whole thing looked like. The language is kind of embedded in VL, which is embedded in V4, which runs on our computer. And now it's patch time. Of course, I will only focus on that yellow dot here. I have the patch still running for like an hour. I hope it is still running. So what you basically see here is a patch consisting of 2 V4 instances. One is responsible for the tracking stuff because we track those.
So where are we?
Hey mom, not now.
I think I want to see more. I want to see more.
Okay, thank you. This is, I couldn't bring the whole machine because it's heavy. So this is my simulator. You basically have you can drag and drop some blocks here, have a preview window what the plotter would draw, and you have the window the visitor would see. And what you can do here is just drag around some of those blocks, maybe get some, I don't know it, okay, here's some info, or throw the block away.
But wait, so what happens while you drag the blocks in the lines? We see the code updating there.
Yes, exactly. You place some blocks in here, the block is generating some pseudocode.
Pseudocode, yeah.
And if you run that pseudocode like this, the plotter starts to draw some things you coded. Okay, and that thing was programmed in VL because of 2 main reasons, besides of several smaller reasons. That's my root patch, I guess, yes. I want to first show you the so-called plotter object, because the plotter is a really simple entity. It can do some things, like it can rotate itself, it can move forward, it can place the pen up or down, And of course, some mandatory stuff. The plotter has to be created, and I want to read out some data, and maybe I want to reset it when I'm ready. So it was, yeah, this is a small thing. What is funny about this patch is that it was first a really simple version, and after that it grew on, and at some point it already created all these commands for the plotter machine, for the tiny G in that case. Another one is maybe the, now it's getting a bit bigger, this is the stepper. It's a system that steps through the code. It's basically, if you think of a debugger, you step through the code. And this parses, for example, this part parses for loops. This checks if the line is at the end of line, if we have hit a goto. Yeah, this is, it looks a bit complicated. It really was complicated because the machine is designed so that you cannot make an error with this. So you cannot raise an exception as a user there. Here's, for example, the part where I use the single parts of the stepper, one after the other. And if I reach a goto, I maybe want to skip all those other things, but process a different thing. But the real reason why I used all this VL stuff was at the end the so-called delegate feature. That's the point where you define what each block does. Oh, no, I closed it. That's exactly all the patches that are in there. And here is the so-called block factory. It can create two types of blocks, the code blocks and the condition blocks, because they are a bit different. And every code block gets the plotter object and a string, which is the parameter. If you say moves like 3 centimeters, which is move 3, then the string is a 3 and the plotter is the plotter object. And yeah, it was kind of a new way of thinking for me to set up all this delegate stuff, but I really learned it from scratch. I couldn't do it in C# anyway. And after that was done, all the modeling of these simple things was kind of easy. That's it. Thank you.
And you started this project even before we released the official beta version, so
yeah,
you were
right.
really working with the alpha versions before that, which were quite shaky.
I have a folder full of screenshots of bugs if you want to see
them.
Yeah.
You should have presented those also. No, but impressive stuff. Thank you very much, sebl. Thank you.
Thank you.
And next up, again, one of our own, Tebjan Halm.
I just have to clean up the computer from the presentation before. Don't start the presentation yet. I have to prepare one thing. And this is here.
Do I have to sing or?
No, just wait. Okay, now the number 7, please.
You're on already. Sorry.
What?
You're on.
Where?
Already. Yeah.
There. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. As you're told, I'm one of the developers, but today I'm not here as a developer. Of course, I am one, but sometimes
Don't
as a
think
developer,
about it too much. Don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
It's weird, yeah. We have this dual thing.
It's weird, and it will also, this weirdness will also be on screen soon. If the node comes up and you're a developer, at some point you have to like start to think, oh, what are the users thinking? What are they feeling when they open VL? What do they want to do with it? And so one weekend I was at home and was thinking about that, and then started to code something in VL. Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry.
You can give me 3 minutes, it's okay.
Oh!
And then I came up with a little project I have done in V4 before, and it was really complicated, but I've done it in a course of like 1 or 2 weeks. But then I wanted to do it in VL and see how far I come. So let's say it's I'm in Kreuzberg in my little flat in Berlin. It's a night, like 22 o'clock, 10 p.m. And I started coding, and the app I wanted to do is, everyone is very familiar with it, is the like kind of a little emulation of the operating system we're using. So you have a clock here, and then have your start button. And I got there very quickly, like now it's like midnight. Then I have this start button with some hover, and then I have animations that have 2 states. So when they stop, they come up, and then they zoom something in, and then you can start, something comes up. And then I said, okay, yeah, I want to have a window. I know how it's done in VVV, so I'll do it in VL now. So you can click there. Now it's about 1 a.m. So here, okay, you can drag it, you can also scale it. Well, this just scales everything. No, but it was just more about how do you handle this state and windows, and then, okay, I want to make another window like dynamically, so yeah, cool, and they shouldn't like overlap all the time in the same space, and then you can close it. Yeah, I got there very quickly. So then I wanted to see something in this window, so I made an animation. You can see, get you put in there, and then you can start another animation. And this is already, I got further in this app, because the app I did in before, over like, I think 2 weeks, I didn't get to the point of like putting content into the windows. But here, 2 times the same animation, doing, they are completely independent. They have nothing to do with other, they are just created and then placed there. So now it's about 2:30 a.m. And I thought, okay, to use this, I had to create a concept, which some would know as interfaces if you're a programmer, which is like everything you see on screen follows the same rules. Basically, it's that. So everything has to go into one like interface, and then you place it there, and then the interaction logic just deals with those simpler things, and what's happening in there does everything that is such a interface do on their own. So then I had this, and then I thought, okay, I can push this a little bit further, and then it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, and then I had something like this, where I can click it. It creates something, the same thing again, but it's connected to this. So this one owns this, but it's the same thing, and this one owns the little things, and this one can have new things. And this is something I think you could never program in VVV. This is like quite advanced. And then I'm still awake, like it's getting a little bit bright outside, birds starting to sing. And then I thought, okay, now I have to really try to, how far can I push this? And then I had something like this. So a hand here. Oh, you have exactly the same thing, right? And in here, if I click this, And yeah, and this was really like a moment for me. This was like, okay, you can really use this for some stuff.
So this whole thing was built in the range of about 6 hours or something, or 8?
It was a little bit exaggerated. Maybe it was already Monday morning, I think. Maybe.
So, but of course by a professional VL developer. He uses like a few hours to do something like this.
I knew the system, but it's more like knowing like software development. Yeah.
That was your 3 minutes.
Yes. Oh, but I have 2 left, right? Because I have one demo, because the system that is behind it is the demo I wanted to do, which I've prepared in one slide. Because if you program VL, you of course are used to easily put drawing objects somewhere, just use them, connect them to a renderer. And right now in VL, you have to like get hundreds of cable out of it. And oh, where are you? Let me go to the slides. And here, it usually looks like this. But of course, this was the first problem I had to solve. Like, how can you like have a really system with layers and easy connecting things, and then just render it in your favorite renderer, probably DirectX 11. And so this is another patch I wanted to show you quickly. It's do I really have 2 minutes, or was this 5 minutes? It was 5. Oh, damn. Okay, I jumped to the last demo, which sums it up, patches. And here's a very simple scene. I want to show you how it looks in VL. Totally the same as in VVV. So if you know DirectX 11 in VVV, you can directly use it in VL. And the cool thing is that the rendering is done in VVV. So in VVV, there is just this node, which takes all this data you are generating with the nodes. This is a custom node I had to write, also with the DirectX 11 engine. It works very well, thanks to Vogt for doing a very great interface, because it was very easy to program it. So it's really a joy. And then here's a shader, and you can change this shader. And that's what I did with Michael Burg this afternoon. In maybe 10 minutes, we exchanged this shader that's in there with his new contribution. And now I'm just changing out the shaders here, and you can have, oh, this is out front. And then you can have the same theme rendered in whatever quality of shaders you can come up with. So yeah, it's online as well. It's called CraftLi, which is the name. It's explained there. Thanks. That's it.
But I'm not sure if people have understood really what it is. Can you, like, in 3 words, say what is this? What is CraftLi?
It's a drawing engine for a VL.
Okay, thank you.
Based on DirectX 11.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Thank you. I'm super happy about the next presenter. This is the biggest surprise to me that happened in the last couple of 2-3 months, I think it was. We had a secret invite-only VL workshop series happening in Berlin in our office at the beginning. I don't know when was it, in May or something. And we invited a couple of people we knew who are around, who we wanted to show the new version of VL, and we wanted to say, look, this is what we have. We want to help you get into it. And one of the participants of the workshop was Ari. Please come on stage. And
Hello.
Hello. Ari was my biggest surprise that he joined the workshop. It was fine, yeah, so I like it. And a week later, basically this is what he showed me.
Yeah, maybe not a
not
week later, but maybe a month later.
Yeah.
So I'm going to present you, a sort of library. What I was doing the last 3 months. It's called Paralip. And it's for algorithmic modeling and also to measure, to unroll meshes and also triangle fans and other kind of geometries. For the moment, this is the first release and it's relative basic. But for example, we can, using the editing framework that Anton did, we can change, for example, the geometry. And almost in real time, generate all the parts of this surface. For example, I'm going to change some points. And we can see all the pieces changing almost in real time. Actually, it's a sync task, so it's happening on the background. And when I actualize this part, I don't block VVV at all. So it's calculating. I can move the camera, and you can see that the other screen or this process doesn't block the VVV in main loop. And also, we have other kind of features, so we can choose the direction of the unfolding process. So these pieces are just unfold on the horizontal plane, and you can send in to the plotter to cut it. So they are vectorial files, and you can easily save it as a SVG file, so vector file. So this is just a glimpse that I'm going to present on Saturday.
In the workshop?
In the workshop, so cutting and folding paper, 6 hours. And I'm going to try to do an overview of the whole library in 3 hours, and then in the afternoon we are going to cut some pieces and talk about that, and yeah, and have fun. So.
And so, yeah, amazing.
Thank you.
Now, what we have to explain is Ari is doing the algorithmic modeling paper cutting workshop for the 3rd time, I think.
Yeah.
It was like in the past Node sessions also. So he built this library already before in VVVV, right? Or parts of it, or was it the same?
Yeah, it was a mess because to get the same result, I had to use like 3 instances, one for modeling, one to generate just one single stripe or one single part, and then store all the parts in a long queue, and then generate the SVG file. So I need a desktop, and right now I can run pretty much everything in a little laptop, and I can work very easily. So in half hour I can design a 3D model and send it to the plotter. So in one day I can have my 3D sculpture ready. So, and also it's interesting for other things. My motivation was mostly for mapping. So to have a very good framework in VVV to generate objects to be used for mapping, for example. So.
And I'm not sure if everything you showed now was VVV, so that was the VVVV wrappers of the actual library that you built solely in BL, right?
Yeah. At first, I'm going to show you just Paralip, all the nodes that we have. We have 103, and I think over at least 100 more nodes or nopes are made in BL. So, and I'm going to show you more or less, quickly. This is the VVV wrapper. So the library is not actually here. The library is here. So this is one part. Actually, I didn't. I forgot to mention that the polyline library I'm using is made by Jorek. And I extend this library and I add some features to work with it. And also, if you want to see the polyline, we have some utilities, some mathematical. No, this is to work with the spreads, so spreads operations. Also some analysis, so length or center of mass. This kind of things that you need to work with this kind of objects, no? And also some subdivisions. Yeah. Do you want to say something?
If you're finished.
No, I'm not finished. I can show you more if you want.
Yeah. I forgot to set the time. That's.
Yeah, you should sit down. No.
I give you 2 more minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to show you Panelizer, for example. This is other way to work with 3D models, so to generate 3D models. So this example is based on 2 objects. One is the surface, just simply a surface, and the other one is a grid of elements. I'm going to maybe here to show cursor. Okay, this is a 2-dimensional grid, and this is a 3D object with this grid over the object, so as a mold, for example. And you can change the resolution of a 2-dimensional grid, and you get the 2-dimensional grid in a closed surface, along the whole closed surface. So, for example, do you want to see something more?
Until it rings.
Eh?
Until it rings.
Okay.
That was 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes, enough. And also, a couple of weeks ago, I was dealing with a big object, and I thought I need a way to split up. And I did this sectorizer to divide surface in many pieces, so in many sectors. So this surface has many subsurfaces. So, for example. Thank you.
Thank you, Ari. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
What I wanted to point out again, just to make sure you get this, we have a 40-year-old man standing in front of you.
And I learned that, and I'm using VWL. So.
And he has no formal training in programming.
No, I'm building engineer.
And what?
I'm building engineer.
A building engineer, that's what he's trained in. He had never had any programming training.
No,
he was using VVV for 10 years maybe now?
Almost 9.
9 years.
Yeah.
And within 3 months, he grasped the concepts of object-oriented programming, of async programming, and applied it to an actual product that is this library.
Yeah,
I think this is quite impressive.
Yeah, but also thanks to you.
Yeah.
I visit like 4 times Jorek, and I was bothering Jorek. How I can do that? It's a bit difficult, but...
No. So we've been talking about this, but he did it. I didn't do anything. You have to say that.
No, you didn't touch anything.
Yeah. I told him how things work, but I didn't touch it. Yeah. So thank you very much. Very impressive.
Thank you, guys.
Time is running, and we are coming to our kind of last presentation. And for this, I want to have my colleague Elias on stage, and he will show us what we've been working on in the last months.
Yes, exactly.
This one. Oh.
It's this one,
Yeah.
right?
Is it on?
Yeah,
No?
it's the number, what is it? 7. Yeah. Yeah, well, we blocked it in the, I think, since spring, and it was the question, how do you actually get any nodes into VL itself? Is there a plugin interface? Is there some kind of tool? I think at last Node we showed a tool, some tree view or something. And we postponed this topic all the time, and we finally kind of grabbed our head around it, how to get a workflow going of how to basically you import all the .NET stuff into VL itself and use it. And so I have a super short demo for that. And it's really not fancy or anything.
That's what we're known for.
Yeah, I'm not doing visuals or stuff like that. You know, I'm just doing this boring stuff, so like importing stuff. And okay, did I just So people which were in the workshop this morning already saw this. So this theme is really stupid. It's you see a QR code up here, and the question is just we want to read this QR code, and I already prepared the patch and everything. It's just this last step. We know that there's an existing library out there in the net. It's called XING. How do you pronounce it?
Zebra crossing.
Zebra crossing. Okay. So it's a library which basically knows how to pass QR code, how to write it, how to read it, whatever. So it's out there, and you just have the question, okay, how can I use it now? And well, I will simply start by the usual approach, like making a template here, like going into VL by cloning it. Now let's call it a decoder, something. And in there, let's open this up, delete everything here. Now this is basically the crucial part of this demo.
That's the most difficult part.
Yeah, the most difficult part, the most crucial one. I'm dragging this file on the patch. Well, nothing much happened, okay? But if I go into the Node browser now, I will see that I have a new category, and there I basically have all the types and methods and everything which is in this little assembly, this little XING DLL there, available. And yeah, that's it. So I think now, I mean, so this is the easy part, basically. You just drag and drop, that's it. And now this is the hard part, and this is probably a part which is not intended for the general, let's say, user base. I mean, this whole feature is probably more intended for people who want to build up libraries for VL, and not for the user base, because as you can already see, I have many things here, and I think these are just top categories. So this library is built out of many little things you don't want to, I think, get in touch with when you patch or when you want to have some kind of higher level view to it. But still, sometimes it can make super sense that you can just interact with this little library just for some, I don't know, hacking, quick stuff. And in the end, maybe it turns out to be something very nicely, and then you can use it or wrap it up and build some nice contribution out of it. So in this case, I think I need this barcode reader. I need to know that I need to call decode. Now I have several overloads here. I need to choose one, and I think I want the one with bitmap. And now I got the node here finally. But now I'm not through yet because I have two inputs I have to kind of give it, and now I go there. And I see, well, it says it needs an I barcode reader. No idea what an I barcode reader is. Again, I will type in barcode reader. Well, there is one. I mean, I guess there's a proper documentation out in the web how to use this library. But I need to which one was it? Just say OK here, I think. Yeah. And I guess already that I need to create this barcode reader only once. So I will store it in a field. We'll call it my readout or something. And we'll put this one here on create. OK, now I have the first input pin set. Still need the second one. It says, well, a barcode. It gives me a bitmap. OK, what's a bitmap? Bitmap is an image. Basically, it's defined. Now, you have to know that again. Where is it defined? Yeah, well, it's defined in system drawing. It's also a library by .NET. Now I have to make another reference, so to say, and I go to this. This is basically the same as drag and dropping before, but these are assemblies which are stored at some central place, so you have to access them differently. Now I look up system drawing here, somewhere. Yeah, okay. Now if I open up the Node browser again, I see another top category system drawing. In there I find a bitmap, and it also has a crate, nice. And now I want to look for the one which takes a stream. A stream is what you know as raw in VVVV. Now I say, okay, can connect it finally here. This stream I will, this bytes of data I will put in from the outside. And now I get some kind of result. Okay, so let's just look it up. Result, what do I have there? I don't know, some text. Okay, result, yeah, whatever. I don't really care now. And this is basically, it says it's a string, cool, I can output it. And now let's see if this is working, I hope. So if I connect it here and here, we should see the text just rendered above the image. I think I have to reset the node here once because I created this reader. And it didn't know about it when it initially created it. So I reset it here. And I say read. And yeah, as you see, it wrote the data from the QR code, which basically just says puredata.org. And that basically concludes my demo here. And what I have to say to the last of my last few words are that we merged this branch yesterday. So it was in the making for, like we started it in the end of January or February or something. And it was parallel to the main branch we had, and now it's merged back in. It's undeveloped. It's if you download the current alpha version of VVV, then this importing feature is already in there. But little warning, I think it's only the 32-bit version. And if you try to open, for example, some more complex stuff like the ATM framework, you will get a crash or something. But this importing stuff works, but some other stuff is broken. I have to look it up after Node. But thank you.
Thank you very much. So, it is now my task to wrap this whole evening up for you. And I've prepared a couple of slides for this. We sat together and thought how to structure this evening and how to think about what's happened and what's happening and what should happen. And we came up with 3 slides that I'm going to present you. Can we have the first one? Yes. The first thing was what you wished for over the past years and got. So let's see what were your wishes and where have you got them. Let's see, what's the first part? You got it sebl UI. That was on the wish list for a very long time. We have that in VL. Check. You wanted to create bigger projects in one file. VL does exactly that for you. And for now, you still have VL only integrated in VVV, and you have the VVV many patches, but then you usually have one VL patch. And as soon as VL is standalone at a later state, that will be the default. Projects will be, by default, in one file. You can still distribute it to as many files as you like. So check that. Spreads of spreads, a big thing over the years. People were asking for it. We made this ugly workaround that is called the bin sizes. Spread of spreads are now there in VL. You can do spread of a spread of a spread of a spread. You get the idea. It's endless. You can make very complex things. But really what you were asking for, but you didn't know when you were asking for a spread of spread, is data types. And that's something that we now are slowly trying to explain you and explain you and explain you over and over again in the workshops. That's our job. That's what we like to do because we want to explain to you the choice of using data types. And you can do that so easily now with VL. What else have we got? Multicore. That's still a bit experimental, as we call it, but we saw Ari making practical use of it. He's creating this complex library that is doing like heavy computation on geometry, and this takes a while. But still, when he computes and says, okay, please unfold me this mesh, and this can be a mesh of millions of points. And he says, now please unfold this, but let me keep working. And he can do that because he can patch his patch in a way that it is running in the background. That was one of the big features that was asked for over the years. It's now there, you can use it. Next. Loops. We had spreads and we were arguing for years that we don't need loops. That was always our answer. We changed our minds a little bit on that. And we now have loops as one of the main features in VL. Because what you could never do in VL was to loop over elements in a spread within a single slice. You could always do this and workarounds, like loop over things over time, but now you can loop over them within one slice, and if this takes too long, put it on a separate process, so it will not block everything. That's there. Recursion always coming up. Nobody is using it, but still, it's one of the things that languages have to support. We don't have like actual recursion yet. We have this parked in a branch. Should be ready at some point, but we already have, and I can't remember, there is a node now, what is it called, Tebjan, the recursive tree, which kind of simulates recursion. So I would say, yes, you can now make recursive patching, you can patch your recursive projects, whatever that would be. In VL, you can do it right now today. I think, and async input handling. Remember the problem, it was often perceived when you create a project and you use the typewriter and you type very fast and some keys were missing. That was because of the stateful nature that VVV is. Everything runs in a frame, and the input that comes from any device outside at some point has to be captured. I hear a voice. Someone is, sorry, it's irritating. Someone is speaking from this. So this stateful nature of VVV, is it only me? The async input handling, it's there, you can use it, any input device that sends data at a higher rate to VVV that you can handle. You have an input device sending like 500 frames, for example, and your patch runs at 60 frames. What to do? You can now decide yourself in a patch because you can handle input data asynchronously. So that, I think, was the what you wished and what you got. The next slide is then what you didn't wish and still got. So we threw some things out there. We added some things for free, basically. So let's see what we got there. Slice-based thinking. That's kind of a thing that I've not heard so often. I'm sure some people have asked for it, but that goes very much in line with the loops I've been talking about. We can now, like in VVV, everything you have to think about is spreads and bin sizes, and it's very nice for simple things, and it's very cumbersome to use for complex things. So for complex things, you can now just think slice-wise. It makes your life so much easier to think about problems. Generics, nobody has ever asked about that, I think. It's now just there. I will not go into details. It's a standard language feature that every modern language is using. The weird thing is actually that usually in languages you have it as an option, and in VL it's the default. In VL everything is default is generic by default, and if you don't like this you have to set specific data types, but it works out very nicely. This was kind of an experiment, and it turned out to be super useful. So you got that. What else did you get? You got two menu value types. In VVV we have value, string, color, and some more, but the most important are those little three. And now in VL, and this is a pity, when we're talking about the value, we have like, I don't know, is it 16 different values, which is a byte, a bool, an int 8, an int 16, an int everything. We have everything there. some people, like the professional people, asked for that because it really also helps you to express your problems more specifically. So it's very important. Many of you asked for it, and it's a bit tricky to understand in the beginning, but it's helpful. Delegates. Nobody ever asked for that, but as we can see in sebel's example, he said he made heavy use of this feature that he didn't know probably even before that it exists. Now I'm sure he knew, as he is also a C# programmer, where this is a standard technique to use. But yeah, it's a language feature that you can now just make use of, and sebl showed an amazing demo of how it helped him to structure his project. Better error reporting. Yeah, there is very little error reporting in VVVV. All goes to the console window, to the TTY, and we have, and we still have to improve that. But we have red links, we have red pins, we have red nodes in VL. We have tooltips that explain so that all the errors are not collected on one central place, but each element that has a problem tells you which problem it has. Needs much improvement, but you got that already. Scope and dependencies, hard to explain, and the editing framework that nobody's asked for, and I hope still that you will be using from now on as a default. And last, what Elias just demoed is this quick library import. Nobody really asked for. Everyone was kind of happy. Look, we were writing a C# plugin interface. Let's do that. It works. And now what we've demoed is, and this was just very important for us, that we want it to make so much easier for developers to develop libraries, because doing this will automatically, hopefully, just create many more libraries as it kind of democratizes creating libraries. What the video camera was for film is VL for programming. Can I say something like that? It's like it was too much. I get that. I get it. It was too much. I will work on that line. That's what it just demoed now, and now is the pain point. I put that at the end. Everyone says don't put it at the end, but I think still we have to be fair, and what you wished but didn't get from us. We have to also like take those things in and comment on those a bit. The timeliner, big issue ever since. We were hoping to do a little demo today on a thing by someone who is working on something that can go in the direction of a timeliner in VL, and I'm hoping that we will see this during the week. In some presentation here. Video playback, super huge issue. You didn't get it from us. But I think today we saw some quite convincing solutions. We have the hub player that is now available, that was asked for many years. It's not just there. And we have the DirectX 11 texture player for high-end video playback that Eno presented. So you didn't get it from us. Same with the asset importer. We didn't work on that, but we enabled people like MicroD to work on that. And I think it's a great example of it. Rendering engine. I mean, we have the greatest people creating rendering engines in this community. We saw a lot of demos today that were based on Vuxen's DirectX engine. We saw this new engine by Ryan that is also, of course, based on DirectX 11, but this is this non-real-time rendering. So yes, you didn't get anything from us, but there is a lot of things happening in the community that are saving our ass there, kind of. Executable export. We've demoed this 4 years ago, I think, at the, and promised it we've promised it, I guess, since 15 years, since the beginning, and we've demoed it, so the promise stands. VL, as we know it, can do that already. We are using mostly the VL standalone version when we were working with it. which we haven't given to you yet. And once you will get that, the idea is that it will include this feature, and everyone can export that. But our mission was to first make sure that it integrates very well, VL integrates very well with VVVV, so that we can provide a very slow transition for you. You can now get used to it and start using it for your projects, and only later, when we have the standalone ready, you will also be ready to use it. So that was, we could have done it another way, we decided to go this way. So executable export hasn't arrived yet, will come. We've been talking for years about cross-platform and mobile. We've never talked about mobile. No, that was you. Cross-platform was, we demoed it even at some point. It has not arrived yet, but it can also only arrive with the standalone version. So only after the standalone version is out, we can have cross-platform. Was there? No. Okay. You're through it. That was it. Let me throw out one more invitation. Now that this alpha version is out, as Elias said, and it's a bit buggy, yes, we will fix that. I put that in. Thanks. The alpha version is out, and you can use this feature of importing libraries. And it is now our focus in the next month to, of course, polish this feature. And we want you to use it. And we want your feedback on it. And we want you to use it and import libraries and show us, talk to us, call us when you have problems. We want to work with different individuals and teams to create libraries for VL. That's our mission for the next months to come. So that when we are ready for the standalone, we have already a couple of strong libraries available for everyone to enjoy. This concludes my talk. You can take it away. I'm not talking anymore. I'm saying thank you so much for staying up. What's the time? How much? Oh, it's over. Kind of. Thank you very much for coming. That was it. Thank you.
Stop. One more moment. Sorry, Jorek, that we have to hack your perfectly well-designed stage, hopeful design stage. And we kind of know that love is always a quite embarrassing thing, so we don't pretend it's not. But yet we felt that representation never actually works. And
yeah, the last days have been quite intense for us, and we wanted to take this moment to thank our insanely amazing team, namely Johanna Scherk, Rosi Grillmeier, Dorin Keck, who basically picked up everything that we couldn't cover and organized the hell out of this festival over the past year almost.
Alexandra Balik. All the involved curators, Alexandra Waligorski and Sebastian Oschatz, of course also Jorek, but you got all the clappings already.
Aline Franzke.
Aline Franzke, and of course once again Johannes and Rosi, who also did the workshop program, and thank you so much for that.
Yeah, as you might have already noticed, we have a pretty kick-ass technical team as well, consisting of Christian Hergarten, Fabio Thiel, Gloria Schulze, Miriam Gutter,
Amir Bastan,
Alex
Niggemeier.
Who else am I forgetting?
Oh my God, we learned that by heart, but it doesn't work in the end. So thank you so much to them. We owe you everything.
Markus Berger!
Oh my God,
Markus Berger!
We should have printed that list. We thought we didn't need to. It's too many people. and the whole arts mediation program people we which cover, for example, Begüm Ina, Katharina Bitz, Katharina Steins, Marie Trabant, Olga
Verena
Kuni. We have, you can clap again, then we can think in the meantime.
We have an amazing documentation team, which is led by Yannick Bill and Konstantin Urban, and a lot of amazing students who dedicated their free time. Actually, in the last weeks of their exam, they are here to document this festival. We have a super spontaneous photo team who joined us in, led by Sebastian Huber, who you might know already.
And what I wanted to especially draw attention to, because these people are not the ones that put themselves on the front line and as well, who dedicated a year for researching about, I was told about the physics of clouds and turned all that like really scientific knowledge into V4 code, and I don't know anything about it, but Wojciech and Valerie Vogt did an amazing job of designing this, what you see behind us, and did this beautiful graphics. Thank you so much. And you should ask them about it. There's a lot behind that which I can't explain. So I think we probably have made someone sad right now and feel already sorry.
We have the amazing Hope Lab. We have a lot of volunteers, too many to name, I guess. We have amazing consultants and people who have supported us mentally over the last year.
Yeah, so thank you very much. We're there. You can now applaud again for... and have a great evening and drink some more drinks at the bar. Thanks.